Manchester United returned to Old Trafford on Wednesday evening as they welcome Ipswich Town in the Premier League. United are in desperate need of a victory in front of their own fans under the lights at Old Trafford on Wednesday. Ruben Amorim's side came back from 2-0 down against Everton in the final Premier League clash between the two sides at Goodison Park on Saturday to draw 2-2. Goals from Bruno Fernandes and Manuel Ugarte rescued a point for Ruben Amorim's side on Saturday, having now won just 2 of their last 10 Premier League games. It was not the best performance for United, but is something for the players to work on as they try to find their feet, which at this stage of the season should not be this hard. But this club has been underachieving for more than a decade now, and these pretentious players will never blame themselves for the problems. United have been at their very worst at home, losing 5 of their last 6 at Old Trafford in the league, with only a win over the league's bottom side Southampton breaking that trend. United sit in 15th place and can perhaps count themselves lucky. There is some distance between themselves and the sides occupying the relegation zone. 13 points separate United and 17th place Ipswich, and it would require a huge point swing for the 13-time Premier League winners to be dragged into a battle for survival. But defeat against the Tractor Boys would certainly set alarm bells ringing louder than ever. Both teams already drew at Portman Road earlier in the season. United will need to start performing rather than continuing down the path of failure, which could result in no European football next season. Ipswich are starting to lose belief in their scrap to stay up as they lost 4-1 at home to Tottenham Hotspur on Saturday and have only picked up 1 point from their last 6 games. The Tractor Boys are 5 points from safety with 12 games to go, and they knew this season would be tough. But Kieran McKenna's side still have a chance of staying up, and the former United assistant coach has pulled off some shock wins over Spurs and Chelsea so far this season. Injury problems remain with Amad Diallo recently joining Lisandro Martinez in being ruled out for the rest of the season. Kobbie Mainoo is unlikely to play again until after the March international break, while Luke Shaw and Mason Mount have not featured since November. Altai Bayender and Johnny Evans are also unavailable. Amorim has a fresh injury issue to contend with Noussair Mazraoui picking up a knee problem in the draw at Everton. The fullback was set to undergo further tests to determine the severity of the issue on Monday. Due to their injuries and offloading Antony and Marcus Rashford in January, there aren't many attacking options for Amorim to mix things up. Dorgu looks like a really solid signing and continues to shine at left wing-back. Bruno Fernandes could be much more influential when he was moved into a deeper role against Everton. Højlund and Zirski look really short on confidence in attack. Chido Obi made another appearance off the bench at Goodison Park, and should Rasmus Højlund continue to flounder in front of goal, the 17-year-old may find himself getting more chances in the first team. Ipswich are dangerous on the counter with Delap and Hutchinson leading the charge, but defensively they have tried so many different options and combinations throughout the season and have failed to find solidity. They are more than capable of winning this game, but they'll need to stay compact and hope their young stars up top deliver when a chance or two arrives. Even with another significant match against Fulham in the FA Cup 5th round coming up this weekend, Amorim's lack of options limits the scope for rotation. However, the United team looks likely to be different to the one that fought back to draw 2-2 at Everton on Saturday. Let's look at the predicted lineup going into this game. Andre Onana is finding it hard to make waves at the Old Trafford club. This is his 2nd season, and despite many moments of brilliance, his goalkeeping ability is questionable. David De Gea was criticized at the end of his tenure at United, and Onana should get some of the same criticism as this has been dire. United will need to start from scratch in the summer and build a team capable of playing the system the manager wants and playing for the club, not their wages. For over a decade, this United team has not moved forwards, and the same problems keep coming to light. Then there is a pile-on for the manager. Onana is an experienced goalkeeper, but fitting in at United just does not seem to work as it once did for some of the legendary goalkeepers at the club. I am not blaming Onana as there are many factors to the problems, but players are much easier to swap around than the owners of the club, who have blood on their hands. United's defense had many overhauls since Sir Alex Ferguson retired as United manager. None of these overhauls seem to have worked well for longevity. There is a honeymoon period, then problems arise, and the system takes a hit, and it goes back to the start once again. United needs fixes and fast. And injuries have been a major problem for United for about a decade, and this season has continued in the same cycle. Against Ipswich, which is a must-win for United, Noussair Mazraoui, if fit, Matthijs de Ligt and Harry Maguire should all be starting. There are talented players that could bolster the defense also looking to the youth. Lenny Yoro is back in action again after a turbulent season, which saw him ruled out for much of the season during the club's preseason tour of the United States of America. He could be a player between now and the end of the season, Aiden Heaven, who was signed from Arsenal last month, is also another good option. The midfield four is another problem for United, with many injuries raising their heads and stopping the club from using the easy way to get out of the mire they are in. Kobbie Mainoo, Mason Mount, and Toby Collier are all out at this stage of the season, and finding strength and depth is a problem, so Amorim has looked to the youth. In the wide roles in the four-man midfield, Diogo Dalot should keep his place on the right with Patrick Dorgu playing on the left. It has been tough for the Danish international since signing for the Old Trafford club during the January transfer window, but he seems to have the talent and the will to carve his name into this squad. In the center of the midfield, Casemiro and Manuel Ugarte should be given more time together, as I feel they can do a job, although Casemiro must not be relied upon as he will tire out. Christian Eriksen and Sekou Kone could also play a part in this midfield, with the youth player being the better and more exciting option this season. The United attacking line is problematic this season. Rasmus Højlund has 7 goals in all competitions this season, 5 of those in the UEFA Europa League, 2 in the Premier League. He has not scored in 2025 yet, and does not look likely to find the back of the net. He must try harder. Joshua Zirkzee is not a great option either. Bruno Fernandes returned to the attacking line against Everton on Saturday, and got United back into the match in the second half, with the club finding an equalizer, but failing to find a winner. Zirkzee also started in the attack at the weekend, but it could be time to bring Alejandro Garnacho back into the starting 11. United have a tough few months ahead of them, and will need to rotate and keep what they have fresh, which is a problem in itself. Chido Obi made his debut for the club recently, and in time he could play more minutes and announce himself on the Premier League stage, which would be great to see. Guys, it's crunch time. With injuries piling up, key players out of form, and the team fighting to salvage their season, this match against Ipswich is a must-win. Will Ruben Amorim find a way to turn things around, or are we in for another disappointing night at Old Trafford? I want to hear from you. What changes should Amorim make? Who needs to step up? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. We're bringing you hard-hitting analysis, breaking news, and in-depth discussions on everything Manchester United. Share this video with fellow Reds, and let's build the biggest community of passionate United fans. See you in the next one.